Bear with me just one moment. Cool. So last session, we picked up with you riding across the desert towards the city of Abahan. As you approached, you were shocked or surprised to see a large ancient blue dragon swoop up over the city and down past you and out across the desert. Before you made your way into the city, you quite quickly made yourselves known to a sergeant at the trader's gate into the city, who took you. You sort of made them aware of the situation and the impending trouble you believe to be approaching the city, and they took you to speak to Lord Ilianos, the leader, the lord of the city of Abahan. Lord Ilianos was not entirely dismissive, but didn't seem particularly keen to put much faith in your claims or to show much interest in preventing the Uniter, particularly if the Uniter's plan is to head towards Australia and what were the Free Nations. Lord Ilianos seemed quite happy to leave the troubles of Australia for Australia to deal with. However, he did allow this sergeant to take you to the Order of the Magi, a magic school and library in the city. And you met the Council of Eight. These were 8 elves, each considered to be the master of a particular school of magic. The Council of Eight heard your story, and you each throughout this conversation agreed to allow the Master of Divination, Charlie Dalin, to essentially access to your thoughts and your memories to verify the validity of your claims, which stood up quite well. She did, however, take some issue with a secret she felt Nyx was holding back from the council and from the rest of your party. And after some pressing, Nyx eventually revealed themselves to be a changeling rather than a human.
I'd forgotten that.
It was a tense session. There is forgiveness for anything you may have missed. The council gave you some more information on these rings of Corin. They were gifted to leaders around Thentos, leaders of different nations and races, by a group who essentially made themselves out to be followers and priests of some type. The order themselves have been somewhat suspicious of the followers of Corin. Believe they are not just the simple priests who they've made themselves out to be, and for that reason, the ring that was gifted to the elves of Abahan, instead of being worn or held by anybody, is kept in storage somewhere beneath the city, and has been for some time. The order are not sure on the exact number of these rings that we created. They are aware of three of the rings. One is in their possession in the city. One they told you was gifted to the orcs of Jakrash, and the last one they said sits currently with the Emperor of Austril. There was some discussion then on what was the next thing you should do. The idea was floated by Artuir of heading to the Citadel of the Sun. Artuir's home, to perhaps seek some guidance on what the next best step would be. The master of divination, Charlia, at this point attempted to scry on Zirvil the Uniter to understand where they were and what their plans were currently. Just in time to see Zirvil command the Sand Dragon Leo to devour the two members of the crew which had accompanied yourselves across the deserts of Shate. Zirviel then began barking and screaming at Murdry before stopping and turning and looking back through this scrying portal. At this point, Charlia claimed that Z was not just looking back, but was inside of her own head and knew where you were, what was in the city, and also any discussions you had had up to that point. He essentially had access to her own memories. This caused some more confusion about what your next best steps were. Artu's plan of heading to the Citadel at this point felt a little less safe if Z knew that was your next steps. Much back and forth and debate ensued about what your next steps would be before you eventually came to an agreement with the blessings of the council that your party would be gifted the ring to take it out of the city in the hopes that it would spare the city from the Uniters' anger. And that you would go to the Citadel of the Sun as you had planned, but I think as Carl put it, the plan was to kind of slip into that tavern and then slip back out as quickly as possible to try and put the Uniter off from what your next steps are. So as we pick up, you're still in the Council of Eight chamber in the Tower of the Magi. The only two members of the council remaining at this point, the sergeant and the other members of the council, have all left to prepare the city's defences. The Master of Divination, Charlie Adalin, and the Master of Conjuration, Flardrin Zilhana, still remain. As we left off last time, Flardrin had told you that they would lead you to retrieve the ring and that you would need to go beneath the city. Flardrin gets up from his seat and walks across the room and leads you out into the courtyard. You can see there's quite a lot of commotion going on around the towers. You can see a number of elves in robes dashing around, and across the water, looking over to the city, you can see there's a lot of motion going on all around the city. You're a little bit far to get the finer details, but there's clearly a commotion building. There's lots of movement. You can see lights sort of flashing and darting around the city currently. You get led into one of these 5 towers, which sort of sit around this island in the middle of the city. You go into one. You're led upstairs into a entirely featureless, empty room. As you go in, this is just a large, round room, about from one side to the other, sort of 35, 40 feet. Entirely featureless, no furniture, no items of any type, nothing. There's not even a window. This is just, you go up the stairs and there's just this empty stone floor and stone walls. As you're heading up the stairs, Flardrin begins giving you some information. He tells you that the towers of the Magi, although they only stand about 5 levels in height, each of the towers actually has its own pocket dimensions. Each of the towers essentially can become the room that it needs to be at any time. It's useful for storing items, for private meetings. You can go into a room and essentially disappear into the particular pocket dimension of that single room. As you reach this room at the top of the stairs, this featureless room, he tells you the towers are also useful for transportation, and he ushers you to stand in the middle of the room, to stand in a circle. As you do, he gestures down, begins gesturing towards the ground, and mutters a few words. There's just a very quite subtle, small sort of burst of light. It's not even particularly overpowering visually, and then you find yourselves in a different room entirely. There are no windows in this room at all. It's decorated in quite a similar fashion, in that it's kind of these stone floors, plain stone walls. There's two guards, armed guards, you can see sat at a table in this room, and as you sort of appear in the room, they both stand up immediately. Fladrin looks over them and ushers them to sit down. He turns to you and he tells you, This is the prison below the city. We keep magic users who pose a threat to themselves or to the wider populace of the city beneath here. There are many magical dampeners in this prison which prevent access or escape from anything except for this teleportation. And he begins leading you down some corridors. As you sort of head down, you see a few more guards dotted around, and he leads you down a set of stairs where you come to a relatively plain, empty-looking corridor with a number of cells on each side. These large steel doors with very small little viewing windows in each of them. As you begin walking down, you can see in a few of the windows. As you look in one of them, there's an elf just stood staring back through the door. Never moves its eyesight in any way, doesn't acknowledge your passing in any of you at all, almost as if it's just in some kind of motionless trance. You look in some of the others, you even see a couple of... there seems to be majority elves in here. You do pass one room which appears to have a dwarf inside of it. You can see just sat in the far corner of this particular cell. Fladrin quite quickly just leads you down here and takes you down another set of stairs, again, down to a third floor. As you get down to this floor, there is... a very simple room at the bottom of the stairs. There is a desk with 3 chairs around it, and a set of double doors on the far end, opposite from the stairs. As you get down, there is 2 guards sat at this desk, and again they get up and they immediately speak out to Fladrin. Master of Conjuration, we did not expect you. The prisoner, he will be asleep. And Fladrin interrupts quite quickly and says, we're not here for the prisoner. We are here for something much more important. One of the guards begins walking over to those double doors. You see he reaches out and sort of pulls a key off of his belt. Fladrin stops him and says, there's no need. We are taking a different route. Fladrin walks over to one of the unmarked walls of the room. Again, just gestures for a moment. And the wall itself doesn't move in any way. It's almost like the wall just fades out. And there is what appears to be another hidden corridor here. You can, judging by the look on these guards, this was something they were not aware of either. Fladrin doesn't even stop to explain this to the guards and just leads you down this corridor. As you head down this corridor, you sort of turn and look back, and the wall, you can't see. There's just this solid wall behind you. You can't see through it. It looks like it's just there as just a natural part of the room. You're led down this corridor before you come to a sort of rectangular chamber, only about 25 feet in width. And in the centre of this chamber is one sole pedestal, upon which you can see there is no kind of markings, nothing elaborate about it. This is just a simple stone pedestal, and on top of it there is a single ring sat. Fladrin sort of stops as you sort of enter in. Once you're all in the room, he looks over at the ring and then looks back to your party and says, "This is it, the thing the Uniter seeks. This is the Ring of Corin."
It look
special in any kind of way? I mean, we've not seen one before, right? So, what does it look like?
Visually, it's a gold signet ring. Almost has a very, very light sort of hint of green in the colouring of it. On the actual symbol itself, you can see there's a symbol of a crown on this signet with a sword sort of sat inside of the crown, through the crown, not stabbing through the crown, but through the centre of the crown. There is no jewels encrusted in it. It's a relatively, although it's quite it's a signet ring with a pattern on, but other than that, it's relatively understated. It's not particularly, there's no massive jewels or stones or anything like that embedded into it at all.
I'm a pop a divine sense. Just in case it is celestial fiend or undead, or if it's affected by the hallow spell.
That's fine. You get no read on that.
No reading. Okay, cool.
We're picking Spidey senses. I will use magic awareness.
Was hoping you would.
And see what that tells me. I think it won't tell me a lot more, other than, well, it will tell me if it's magical or not. I guess it doesn't actually have to be magical.
Yeah. This ring is magic. Yes.
Yeah, that's not really a surprise.
There's no spells over the top of it. It's just sat there.
Oh yeah.
No. There's no spells on it. The only, other than the items your party has and some sense of magic you get from the two elves that are with you, there's no sense of anything else. The ring itself is certainly magical.
Okay.
But there's no sense of any kind of magical traps, any kind of curses, anything like that. No.
Now, obviously, I was sent on a mission to get the book and take care of Z.
Yes.
Do I recognise that symbol because of that?
This symbol, I will.
The signet on it.
I will get you to make for me a history check.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Solid.
Why did I have -1? Where'd that come from?
That's a good question.
Oh, because it's int based and I have -1 int.
Oh yeah.
+4 proficiency. Yeah.
Yeah, you take a look and you do recognise this symbol actually. You are the only member of your party that does recognise this symbol, in fact. This is the symbol of one of the old gods. This is the symbol of Haraphos.
Whoa!
Never heard of him.
Do I know what he is known for?
Yes, you would.
At all?
Yeah. Haraphos was one of the old gods. The old gods, there were these three entities who created Thentos. Before them, there was no Thentos. There was no life on this plane. They were brutal gods. These were not gods that took pleasure in their followers or life or anything like that. The life they created on Thentos was essentially their plaything and their amusement. Haraphos was considered to be the most powerful of the three of the old gods. Often referred to as the God of Kings. Just like the other two old gods, the three old gods struck down and killed by the new gods and Tyr in particular.
And just recapping stuff that springs to mind at this moment. Corin was a servant of Tyr who betrayed Tyr and switched sides to the old gods. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, in looking at that symbol and recognizing it, I will urge everyone to have great caution and not to pick up that ring. And look to the two elves that came in with us, and go, this ring and its symbolism, does that mean anything to you?
It does not. No. Fladrin doesn't even sort of stand for it. He sort of stands back from the ring as he looks at it and speaks about it. He tells you the symbol has no meaning to us. It means nothing to the Order. It means nothing to our people. We've researched it in the past, and we've never seen that symbol before.
That's troubling.
What happens if someone wears it?
I wouldn't.
Fladrin tells you for as long as the Order's stood in the city of Abahan, nobody has worn this. We have been most wary of the followers of Corin and the simple priests they claim to be.
They're not following Corin.
Are you telling us that none of... Are you seriously telling me that none of the magic users, Carl says with some sort of scorn in his voice, that have lived in this ivory tower have never thought, well, I'll just try it on and see, because I can control it?
He almost seems a little offended at your questioning.
Oh, good.
Few know that the ring resides in this city at all. I would question how your Uniter knew it was here in the first place. But no, nobody in my time or before has ever worn the ring.
Yep, and we're going to keep it that way. I'll literally rip part of my tabard, cloak kind of part off from around my waist. I've got it's a nice pure bright white cloth, and I'll walk over to the ring to go pick it up, and unless they warn me not to go near it, I will do so.
No, you can sense there's almost a tension from Fladrin and Charlie as you approach it, but they don't stop you or speak up. You can see they clearly, maybe not fearful, but they clearly are wary of this ring and whatever its abilities or meaning may be.
As Artur starts to move towards it, I'm going to move towards it as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep effectively within 5 feet of him.
Yeah, I see what you're doing.
Certainly within Mage Slayer range.
I throw this bit of cloth over the top of it to cover it up, and then just go, grab down on it through the cloth so that I don't touch it, and wrap it up tightly in a little bundle.
Yeah.
I go, no one is putting this on. It's not happening.
You don't touch the ring, but as soon as you wrap the cloth around it and sort of at least grasp it through that, you can almost feel Archer. It's almost the same way the warmth of the sunlight and the warmth of Lathander left you when you were under Z's control. Not to the same level, but you almost just feel that chill across yourself just for a moment, almost as if the light which you have always lived within and followed is just dampened slightly.
Oh, I don't like that. Don't like that.
Maybe Nick should carry it.
I don't want anyone else to have this, because, like you said, people get tempted. I guarantee you I'm not going to wear it.
You've got no fingers. None of us have seen with any of that armour still.
Which one of the 3 kobolds would wear it? That would be the problem.
I was going to say something really terrible, but there was a child in this call. Moving on. So, I tuck it into a pouch on my belt, and just put it there, and that's done with. Right. Just in case I'm aware you're up against some pretty significant odds here. If you get out of whatever's going on, we're not dealing with, at this point, unfortunately, someone following some Corin This is a ring with the symbol of one of the old gods, and therefore I assume the power of the old gods. This is dangerous stuff. You should run if this Xavier shows up.
And you can see Fladrin doesn't seem to doubt what you say at all. He looks quite serious, and he looks to your party and he says, "What are your plans? Where will you go with it? What do you intend to do?"
The less you know, the less you can tell the Uniter.
Go on.
Because you will tell him.
Charlia speaks up at this point, and she's sort of looks to Fladrin and she says, This Uniter, he was inside of my head. There's nothing to say his reach could not still be in there. They make a fair point. We agreed as a council that we trusted this group with the ring. And perhaps at this point, the less we know, the better for everyone in this city. Fladrin just nods in agreement. And he turns to the group and he says, I can get you to the Citadel of the Sun. And from there, I suppose that will be where our paths go their separate ways. Is there anything else we can do for you before you leave?
I don't like the idea of them trying to fight this guy.
No, they will.
I'd very much like them all to run away so that we had wizard friends that would come help us at a later date.
He's probably
only thing you can do-
so it'll be fine.
The only thing you can do is to evacuate the city, protect the innocents.
You can't fight him, or you can't win that fight. But you can get everyone out and get yourselves out to at least be able to come back and fight when there's better odds.
The desert itself has protected this city for as long as we have been here. It won't let us down now. I truly believe that, and if it does, then perhaps our time has come.
If you're gonna go down, at least make it a good one. One for the storybooks, yeah?
If this Uniter and this ring have the threat that you say they do, then the city of Abahan must play its part, just as so many others will have to in the time to come.
Have you got a way of us contacting you, or getting in contact with you should we need to?
He looks to Charlia. Charlia speaks up. She tells you, as a master of divination, I have many ways of watching and contacting. I'm sure if it is required for us to remain in touch, we will be able to do so. Fladrin steps forward at this point, and he looks around at your group. He tells you, if you are ready, then I'm able now to take you to the Citadel.
Go.
Okay. He urges you all to form a circle and to hold each other's hands, essentially make an unbroken circle. Fladrin begins casting plane shift.
Do you need a material from the Citadel for
that? He does not, no.
Oh, he's a fancy man then. Exciting.
Begins casting plane shift, and the room around you begins to fade out. It doesn't disappear. It's not in a flash of light or anything. It's just as if the reality outside of this circle you have formed just fades out. You can still see the members of your party. Elwyn, I assume Pepper is coming with you.
Yeah.
You can hold a paw. The 5 members of your party, Pepper and Fladrin. As you sort of look around the circle, you can see each of the other members, but beyond them there's nothing. There is no light. There's not even darkness. It is just it's almost as if there is nothing to see other than the other people around you. And then there is just a slight sensation of almost of shaking, and then just this slight popping sound, and you sort of stop for a moment. You're overcome with this quite not quite overpowering, but this strong orange glow of a beautiful sunrise. You look around amongst the group. Fladrin is no longer there. The one part of the circle is broken. The rest of you are still in the circle in the same order you were. You realise you are stood on walls, on a citadel wall. As you look out across over the wall outside of this citadel you appear to be on, you can just see what looks to be endless fields of barley, just golden barley. There is no sun that you can see rising, but just the whole air just has this orange glow of like a fresh sunrise. Arthur, you immediately feel the warmth of home. You are back in the Citadel of the Sun. A figure wearing matching armour from Arthur dashes over quite quickly and calls out, Dawnbringer! Dawnbringer! Your return was not expected so soon. You bring mortals with you.
Forgive me for the return and for lack of warning, but my journey has taken a interesting and perilous turn, and this is the next step, we believe, in this journey. Do I assume I recognise this person?
Yes, yeah.
What rank do they hold? Because that's all I'd probably really know. Or all I'd call them.
They are the same as you. They are also a Dawnbringer.
Dawnbringer as well.
Yeah.
I bring rather grave omens, but must speak with someone higher up our order as a matter of urgency. Would there be anyone able to grant an audience at this time?
Absolutely. The Dawnmaster sensed your arrival and sent me to find you. And he turns and begins leads you along this citadel wall and down some steps into this sort of walled citadel. And you get led. The citadel doesn't even look that big. You could walk from one end of one wall to the opposite wall in like 5 minutes. This is not a large city. This is just a relatively, as far as a walled citadel can be, a relatively small citadel. You are led, standing in the centre of this citadel is a beautiful temple. You can see as you approach, its walls outside are just covered in stained glass windows. Not just one on each side, but just dotted. The whole walls, like up and down, are just dotted with these various stained glass windows. And you enter inside, and you can see the number of these stained glasses. There's easily dozens of them, but each of them seems, although not exactly alike, they each have the exact same design. Each of them just depicts a sunrise over golden fields. Each looks slightly different. Archer, you recognise immediately that each one is handcrafted by followers of Lathander. It is a rite of passage to have your own stained glass added to the temple. Not a privilege you have had so far, Arteria. You've still yet to earn that privilege.
I try and like relay this as we're going through here to give these guys a bit of a tour of the Citadel, and I'm definitely looking around the group at like Elwyn and Carl for the holy shit, he wasn't lying, he's actually from a different plane of existence kind of thing. As I'm walking along, I'm giving this kind of information. Like, it's probably for the best. I'm not up there yet anyway. I'm a bit crap at stained glass painting, but
you're totally not getting any reaction from Carl.
For Nix and Jahan, neither of these members of the party have ever this place you are. It just physically, gravity works the same, everything like that, but it just feels slightly different. It does. You can almost sense you are not on the same plane of existence as you were moments ago. It's almost like the air just tastes very slightly different. The gravity is just ever so slightly different from where it is where you were previously. You just have this sort of sense of being in a different place. Elwyn and Carl, you get the same sense, but you recognise this very slightly. You have been in a realm similar to this previously, yes.
Yeah, so this feels like the Frost Kingdom.
It does indeed.
Oh, great! Yeah, you're definitely not getting any aura wonder from Carl. Just teeth grinding and.
You as you sort of walk through the temple, you stood in the middle of this temple is a rather elderly looking humanoid. Has the same armor on as Artuir, but has no helm. Instead, there is just quite a withered looking facial structure, and it's quite strange as you look upon his face. You can't pick out a race. You couldn't say this is human, this is elven, this is dwarf. It's humanoid. It has humanoid features. It has 2 eyes, a nose, mouth, 2 ears. But it's in no way alarming, but it's just very slightly off-putting. There's something that isn't quite right about it. It's almost alien in its structure, but not in a way that is overtly obvious. You couldn't, even paying close attention, you couldn't say what it is that isn't right, but something, it's the uncanny valley type thing. Something's not quite right.
I assume I recognise this is the Dawnmaster, isn't it?
This is the Dawnmaster, yes.
So I as soon as we're kind of brought to them, I'm down on a knee, hand on the chest, kind of bow head, and then look back to see if anyone else has followed suit. I assume not, because they're all bastards. But
I would guess that John might.
John possibly would out of pure awkwardness.
It does feel like the sort of thing he might do. Although I can imagine his faux bumpkin accent would be dialed up to like 11.
Yeah. But yeah, I as soon as we're brought before the Dawnmaster, I'm. Apologies for the intrusion, Dawnmaster. I'm sure you're very busy. We bring news and troubles, and I apologise for that, but I need to speak to you.
You return here failed.
Head dips a little bit.
Your task was simple. You were to retrieve that book and kill the shadowed elf that carried it. You return here without the book, and with this This shadow fae, more powerful than ever. And as I understand it, you aided in his search for a ring which you now have brought here. Explain yourself, Arthur.
I and like that quite confident persona that Arthur has like had this whole time, like just falls apart immediately. He's like stumbling over their words. It's like I apologize, Dawnmaster. We by the time I found what had happened to this shadow elf, it was too late. They'd gained this power, and then they managed. We caught up to them, and they managed to do something to take over our minds, and in doing so, revealed some information. We found out about this ring, and couldn't let them get it because they'd be even more powerful. So we had to take it. So we went and got the ring, and didn't have anywhere safe to take it. So we've come here.
The opportunity to sit on the council of this citadel is something that very few ever find themselves offered.
But the price is pretty cheap. Kill a half elf. I'll spit.
The Dawn Lord, sorry, the Dawn Master. Oh, these bloody Dawn titles. Whose idea was this?
Yeah, who came up with that nonsense though?
The Dawn Master does not acknowledge Carl in any way. He carries on just looking down at you as you're knelt down, Arthur, and you bring mortals into the citadel.
These mortals, Dawnmaster, are those that travelled with the Dark Elf before their fall, before their corruption. They've proved invaluable in finding this Dark Elf, and fell to the same fate I did in being put under their thrall.
That is one way of reading your travels so far. Another way of looking at it would be that by befriending these creatures, you have fallen in line with this Shadow Fae. Perhaps you feel tied to these mortals.
No, my lord, my tie is to the Citadel and to my task, and that is all.
For the first time, the Dawnmaster stops and looks around at you, at the party. And he stops. He looks at you, Carl. After you spoke, he stops and looks at you this time, and he speaks out to you.
Mm.
You are not a follower of the gods, are you?
As a wise woman once said, "Fuck the gods."
Well, shit.
I wish you could see my facial expression. The Dawnmaster, again, no reaction, emotion anyway. Takes that in, stops for a few moments, and just the opportunity for mortals to walk within the Citadel is a gift rarely bestowed. You choose your angered language, but fear and misunderstanding leads to anger. There is no shame in being small and not understanding the wider world around you.
Mm.
The Dawnmaster looks back at you, Arthur.
Yeah.
You have failed on many accounts. The book remains with the Shadow Fae. The Shadow Fae is more powerful than he was when you were dispatched. And it seems at this point, the wider implications of your task now stand clearer. Lathander has made it known to me that his warmth was unable to reach you during your time with this Shadow Fae. And the Morning Lord fears the strength that resides inside of that Shadow Fae it could still reside within you now, and that brings fear to the Morning Lord.
I understand.
He also wishes it to be known that he does not blame you for your failure, nor does he think any less of you for walking into the dark and the cold. The Morning Lord himself told me this morning that he too has walked in darkness, and he too has made mistakes in the past, and that perhaps the price of some of these mistakes is now to be paid by all of us. Lathander, all of the new gods, they have a dark secret shame which they have hidden from the peoples of Thentos for some time. A decision taken for all the right reasons, taken in haste in a moment of urgency to provide freedom to the people of that plane. But a decision which has long weighed heavy on the new gods. When Tyr killed the old gods and sought to free all the living beings on the plane of Thentos, he struck down and killed Erephos and Phorophos, the brothers. But Haraphos, the eldest and most powerful of them, he appeared immune to Tyr's fury. And in desperation, the new gods had moments to decide. They could allow this god, this spoiler, to regain its strength, to likely have struck them all down, and to have carried on using that plane as a source of its own energy and power and amusement. So they did otherwise. They imprisoned Haraphos deep beneath the surface of Thentos. They chained him with 5 divine shackles, preventing him from ever leaving his prison, and they left him there in the hope that the peoples of Thentos would forget him. And over time, his hold on the people would fade, and as their memories of him faded, so would his power. And long has Haraphos been left brooding in anger day after day, month after month, and decade after decade, century after century, waiting for the greedy and the power-hungry to hear his weakening call. And the new gods became more and more comfortable with what they had done, and that they'd done it for the right reasons, and that Haraphos was a long-forgotten memory somewhere deep, so deep he would never be found. And now you bring a part of him to this citadel.
It felt like a better move than reuniting that part of him with him.
The
I
morning.
don't intend for it to stay. I don't intend to leave it here. This is too pure of a place to be corrupted by such disgusting, evil, old power. But we needed somewhere safe to go to as a stepping off point before going somewhere else. And I know the might of our people, and I know the strength of our Lord, and that he will not allow this uniter passage into our divine plane.
The Morning Lord has sought out an audience with the new gods, so they can discuss the mistakes they made and how they can right those. But these types of things do not move fast. And the Morning Lord himself instructs me that there may not be time to dwell and wait for a decision to be made by the gods. This is, when it is boiled down to its most simplest terms, the reason this is a problem again is not because of the new gods. It's not because of the action they took. It's the greed and hunger of the people of Thentos that have allowed Haraphos to creep his darkness back up from below. And that does mean it is for the people of Thentos to decide for themselves how they will deal with this situation should the gods decide not to intervene.
I'll look over at Elwyn and Nix and John. I think we're leaving.
Don't want to say where I'm not wanted.
The the Dawnmaster looks over at you both. It is not that you are unwanted, but this place is sacred. This place is where we give thanks to the Morning Lord for the light that he lifts every morning across all planes, including your own. It is in no way a judgment to say that darkness sits within the soul and the heart of your kind. But that is not to be ashamed of. That is purely the way you were made.
Well, if he is this so-called Morning Lord, then if he does he want a lot of people to see the next morning, or does he want them to, well, for this to be their last?
Tyr long ago decided that the gods would not intervene in the direct manner of which Haraphos and his brothers did. When the new gods came to this plane, they did so with the intention of freeing the living beings of Thentos and allowing their fate to be their own.
A quick question to you. Did the gods make a weapon to kill these three old gods and then leave it into the hands of the human realm? So do you not feel guilty for the wipe of most of the Elf race when they used the Staff of Willing? Because it was done by a weapon made by the gods.
The Staff of Willing, as your people have coined it, is only a weapon when in the hands of a warrior. Just the same as a knife is merely a tool. To one man, it is a weapon of murder. To another, it is a way of cutting bread.
I can make arrows that probably kill people. The gods made a weapon that could kill a whole race near enough. Where were they interfering when that was used?
The gods made a weapon to kill the gods which imprisoned your plane. It was never there in...
Did they forget to pack it away and leave it somewhere? Did they go, oh wait there, I'll just leave it on the side here?
It is not for me to answer for the decisions made by the gods.
Said they're not going to interfere, but they killed a lot of our people.
They're not going to interfere. They're going to allow a lot more people to die.
Yeah.
And then blame the people?
Yeah.
Haraphos has been imprisoned beneath Thentos for thousands of years. And in that time, his power and his influence slowly faded. It is only with greed and the hunger for power which has brought him back to this stage. Kolga, the leader of your Orc nation, he fell to the call of Haraphos nearly a decade ago. He sought out the prison where Haraphos was, and he has visited it. Kolga has had audience with Haraphos, and for the last 10 years he has acted out Haraphos's will, and with each of his actions, each of his hatred, moments of murder and pillage, he has empowered the anger inside of your peoples, which has strengthened Haraphos again.
And so to stop that, you sent a knight to kill a teenager.
We truly did not know at the time that this book and this Shadow Fae were under the control of Haraphos. Our understanding was of a darkness upon this Shadow Fae, but no further could we see.
Look over at Elwyn and at Nix. I think he thinks that makes it better.
Yeah. He just brings out the points that make me think the gods are fucking awful as it is. He's just making them sound worse.
Need I remind you, you travelled with this Shadow Fae. You enabled his lust for knowledge and power.
And was
it not his selfish desire to protect you, his friends, that he allowed that power to overtake him?
If it was selfish, it would have been him being saved, but he didn't save himself, he saved others. I wouldn't call that selfish.
And how many did he save?
If he did it for himself, then that would be selfish, but he did it for others.
How many is enough?
Yeah. Your god made a weapon that's killed millions, and you're not ridiculing your god for making a weapon and just leaving it out there for people to find. I think you've got your things backwards.
The morning, he stops, the Dawnmaster, at this point, and he looks back at you, Artur, almost looking for where you side on this. The Morning Lord... Sorry, go on.
No, you go ahead.
The Morning Lord has been quite clear. Your task remains. That book must be retrieved. That Shadow Fae must die.
Send me back to Abahan and I will kill them.
Wouldn't it be best trying to save than kill?
But don't send me back with this ring, because if I fail in my task, you only make them stronger. And I've seen the strength of this creature. I've seen the strength of this individual. It would take the full might of the Citadel to be able to overpower them, and even then, I'm not sure.
The Dawnmaster looks over at you, Elwyn. And again, there's never any emotion in him at all. But he replies to your last question, tells you, I'm most sorry to say, killing this Shadow Fae is not an act of killing the person you travelled with. That person is long gone.
Surely if your god is so, like, well, powerful, why can't he just kill him? Because we've all seen this, well, Shadow Fae kill someone by not even touching them, not laying a finger on them or anything. So if this is just a regular like creature, and you have a god on your side, maybe they can do it as well, better. Why can't they do it?
Hypocrisy is one of the less admirable traits of your peoples. I believe you, of all people, are in no place to judge how much blood is on anyone's hands, for you've bathed in the blood of so many. Your hands drip with the blood of those you have killed.
Well, it's your gods are so powerful, but yet they can't intervene with one thing. There's a whole city in danger, and your gods won't do anything about it.
Didn't you hear him, Dix? He made it perfectly clear that we're not worth saving.
Oh, because they're in their own little realm, aren't they? The world.
Yeah.
They get hurt, but
It's not that you're not worth saving, it's that they can't intervene, okay? Because that would make them just as bad as the old gods. Alright,
It makes him a coward.
What if he comes here? What are you gonna do then? Because he can probably come here. He's seen through. I don't even know what
he can't get here.
I'm guessing they're going to hide under the tables and hope he disappears. And pray for their god to save him, that he will not.
Yeah, what's your god gonna do if he comes here? If he can't intervene, what are you gonna start praying for?
The gods can't intervene on Thentos. We are not on Thentos.
We'll lure him here then. Then then the god can just kill him himself. We'll lure him here.
I'm sure there's a reason why it's not a good plan.
Well, we don't have any other options.
I don't think he can get here.
Well, he's seen through people's, he's. All you need is, well, how did we get here?
Wrong magic person who I guess may very soon be under their control.
Yeah.
That's why I asked. That's why I told him to run.
And also, he's just a regular human. So he's got the power of God on his side, pretty much. If that person could just teleport here with no requirements needed, what's saying Z can?
I understand you are frustrated. It is not for me to tell Lathander or any god what they should or should not do or what their responsibilities are. I am merely here to enact Lathander's wishes, and you may not see it, but Lathander means well in his actions.
The gods don't care. They don't care. They just they don't care about if people get hurt or anything. They're their own little things that think they can't get hurt. That's what goes wrong with all the gods. They think that they're like all high and mighty.
The gods
But,
do not care.
Yeah, they don't. They don't care for anyone.
As I understand it, Lathander's wife, Shanti herself, asked for your group to give up that book, and they refused. She sensed that book was an extension of darkness and a way of enticing the curious and the hungry into shadows. She feared that the members of your group would not be strong enough to resist, and I truly believe she is saddened to have been proven right.
Well, why didn't she tell us?
Yeah, she
Why
did.
didn't she tell?
Who was there? Nix wasn't there during the time. Do you know what she did when she asked for us book? She didn't have a conversation with us. She teleported us out the forest. She didn't go, this book's got an evil god in it, can you please do something about it? No. She sensed evil from it. She didn't do anything to help us. She just said, oh no, I'll lock you out my forest now and shut the door.
So when you didn't listen and you didn't heed her warnings, would you have it she'd intervened then and taken your blood on her hands?
She didn't. She had already intervened.
She'd done something instead of going, you know what? Or she could have gone, there's an evil god in that book. You might not want to be there. No, she said that book has evil about it.
Lathander does not blame any of you. Lathander does not even blame your friend, the Shadow Elf. Your friend was manipulated and tricked by the foulest kind of darkness there can be. And there is no shame in that to be had. Lathander thinks no less of the fooled in any way.
Why didn't he do something? Why didn't he contact Z and say that the book is bad? Why didn't he send people to do it? Instead of sending people to kill him, why didn't he send?
Also, after the book was done, not before. You could have sent some help before it all turned bad.
Lathander sensed that you would come here with a sense of distrust.
All gods are evil from a certain point of view.
Shanti also wanted a message to be relayed to those of you that travelled with the Shadow Fae. She insists that the damage done by your friend was done through no ill meaning and no intention of harm. But she insists, as his friend, it should be on you to aid in this mistake being corrected.
Well, we need her help then. Why didn't she come down here to help us?
If she were
Instead
to
of getting a little messenger to spread some messages, how do we know you're fully being truthful? You could just be making this up, and get her down here, okay? Because we've seen her, they've seen her before, and they know that she's real. So why doesn't she come here now?
Tyr has his ways and his beliefs in how the gods should handle themselves, it would take a bold decision by any god to defy Tyr.
Yeah.
We can only work within the structures of which we are placed. I in this citadel, you on your plane. We each have our norms and our expectations that are placed upon us, and sometimes truly, we may not agree with the things we are asked to do. Even I.
Is there any symbolism, sort of like pictures or anything like that of what's it called, the Lathander?
There's no symbols you can see, or actual there doesn't seem to be any physical representations of the Lathander. There are obviously all these various stained glass windows all around the building. There's no actual pictures or depictions of Lathander himself, more just his symbology.
Damn it. Well, it's kind of just, let's say, okay, I don't know, some sort of, if I was like you, okay, I could, if I was supposedly this high priest or something like that, I could just, I don't know, make up some stuff and say, oh, the gods said that you need to kill this person to make yourself be all righteous. But how do we not know you're just lying just to try and get someone killed? By the way, while I'm saying this, I shape change into him.
Into the into the Dawnmaster.
Yeah.
Nice. The Dawnmaster looks back at you, Arthur. And he looks at you for a moment, and he speaks up. You brought them here because you clearly believed that they can play a part in this. The Morning Lord has been most clear. He will do what he can and what he believes to be right, but he can only work within the restrictions given to him by his own Lord, just as I can only work within the restrictions given to me by mine, and you by yours.
Well, maybe you should give Arthur. I'll tell him to give Arthur power, because then he doesn't have to interfere properly.
What kind of powers would you see bestowed?
Whatever he needs to kill a borderline god.
Protection from the influence of the Uniter.
Little tinfoil hat.
Yeah, we can't fight him if we can't get close to him.
This can be put forward to the Morning Lord.
But it needs to be quick, because he's on his way to about nearly killing. How many people was there in the Abahan or whatever? How many?
There'll be thousands of people living there.
Yeah, tens of thousands, hundreds maybe even.
He's on his way to kill so many people, and you're just gonna, let it happen.
We can only hope that once he discovers the ring isn't there, that he leaves and starts looking for the next one.
The Shadow Fae does not approach the Elven City. He is travelling east across Thentos at this moment, in the opposite direction of your elven city.
Going to the orcs, isn't he?
His intentions are unclear, but whatever you did saved that city.
Hmm.
We need to get to the Orc City. Where the ring is.
There's one in Austral.
We need to get all the rings and then I don't know, put them somewhere, but get them away from it.
Can we?
Not just
Surely
destroy
there
it.
must be a way to destroy them.
There are 5 of these rings. You have one in your possession now, Artur. One sits in Austral. One sits in Jakrash. But the other 2, they've remained unseen even to the gods for some time. They have long fallen out of sight.
Well,
Wait, so there's 5 rings, and there's 5 shackles binding Harathos.
each ring on
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe it might not be best to destroy them, because maybe destroying them will break the seal.
Or do you need them in order to break the seal? Therefore, if they're destroyed, it can't be broken.
Those rings are directly tied to Harathos. They cannot be destroyed by any magic or science or god. They will live as long as Harathos lives. And he
Okay.
desires for them greatly.
We kill a god then. That's that.
Yeah, but
Well,
Oh,
hopefully we don't have to fight a god.
I mean,
Hopefully we just have to fight the Uniter.
do you not know where the other 2 rings are?
I'm
Do you
afraid
even
not.
have any- do you not have any, like... Surely, like, he could be able to find... If... We have to... there must be a way. Because...
you know how they hid the rings? Because maybe the fact they're being hidden, that could be a good idea of how to hide this ring.
Do you think, since you've got, a god, do you think he would be able to find them if we gave him this ring? If we gave him this ring so he could, I don't know, do some magic stuff, to then be able to locate all the rest of the rings?
Perhaps.
Well, is there any way we can give him this ring?
When the Morning Lord returns from meeting with Tyr, I could give the ring to him.
When would that be? How long would that take?
I cannot say. My fear currently sits with those other rings. Harathos yearns for those rings to be returned to him. Each of them requires a willing wearer who seeks power over others. When they attune to those rings and accept that desire, they will be drawn towards Harathos. And for each of those rings returned to him, he becomes one step closer to returning at his full strength. The rings cannot be destroyed, but as long as they are kept out of his grasp and assured they are not his, he remains weakened. If your wish is for that ring to be left here and to await the return of the Morning Lord, then so be it.
Mm. Is the ring safe here? Do you think you can protect it from the Uniter?
I don't believe I truly know.
I truly hope you can. Carl turns to face the others. Austral or Jakesh?
My vote is for neither, so you guys pick and I will just follow.
We could go looking for a ring, but we've got
No.
no clues, and it's a big world.
I don't think if we try to go to Jakrash, I don't think we'll beat Zirviel there.
Also,
Or we'll end up in a
issue
fight.
if we go to Austria. We have one slight issue.
We can't go there because no, you guys can't.
You three can go.
I could probably get close to the
Austral is problematical for all of us.
yeah. I mean, if I know where the what's it called? If I knew where the Emperor was who had the ring, I would probably be able to get up close. I could, shapeshift into one of his close guards, and then I don't know if he's sleeping or something. I could probably take the ring from him, and then run. Could we not just get teleported to the other place?
I assume we can get there, but I mean, is the Uniter heading for Jakrash, really? Jakrash is already
That direction, I guess, but
well, I mean that's.
I mean, the leader of the Orcs has one of the rings, but is also attuned to it and wearing it.
Mm.
So there's no need for Zirviel necessarily to get that ring as a sense of urgency, because it already resides with a follower of Harathus, right?
East from Abahan is Austral, and then Jakrash.
Oh.
And technically the Chalkian Empire. Hmm.
Tough, innit? I imagine.
Mm. I vote we go to Jakrash. Where in Austral does the Emperor live? Is it Griffinsteel?
Griffinsteel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we might want to avoid Griffinsteel for a bit.
I really don't want to go back to Griffinsteel. Not yet.
You've just said that's on his way, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna fly over Griffinsteel.
I know my round around the crest.
That's true, you do.
I might be wanted in a few places there, though.
It's a big place.
I did burn down many villages.
You and your vampire friend.
Me and my vampire friend.
Could do with a vampire now.
You could have all been vampires if you'd accepted.
Yeah, it might have been a bit easier to fight a god as the vampire, thinking about it.
All these morals.
I think we... do we try and take the ring off of the... How powerful does that ring make them, do you think?
I mean, it links them to one of the old gods, right? Probably makes you pretty powerful.
Equivalent of the Uniter?
I'm not sure. Never come across anyone that's worn one.
I can hear this little voice of in the back of my head in just Z just pointing out that I could identify the ring that we've got.
They wouldn't be wrong.
I think I should identify that ring.
I think you can fucking try. It's in my pocket.
I suspect that I won't find out anything about it. It's not. I don't think it's really a magic item, but I could be wrong. But if we're going to go up against this Orc Lord, who is consciously wearing the ring, then we need to know what it can perhaps do, what he can perhaps do.
Do I have much knowledge about the Orc Lord in the city? Because I'm guessing I probably want to try and kill him at some point.
You know of him. You've never encountered him. His name is Kulga. Spelled like that. He's known to be quite a formidable warrior. You don't become the leader of an orc nation through being a savvy political mover. You get there from being the most muscular, I guess, out of the candidates. But yeah, you have never encountered him directly. You know that he is... he's kind of... not famed, but he's known for... Whilst most of the orcs to crash fight with these, like, either bare hands or quite sort of, like, primitive, basic bludgeoning-style weapons... he is known for the adamantine longsword, which he carries into battle.
How close did I get to the main capital by burning down towns and cities and killing innocent orcs?
Jakrash, they don't really have like cities. There's lots of tribes, villages, and they're quite mobile. The leader is known to be, he kind of doesn't really have like a city or a dwelling. He travels about the nation, always looking for his next fight.
I'll relay that they're constantly on the move. And I'm guessing I've probably had a map from my time of going around. That's like,
yeah, you've got a decent amount of knowledge of Jakrash, yeah.
Right. I'll kind of show like the map I've got and where I got to on it. and how far I scouted into it, and
Gresh is a
probably loads
world.
probably
a
loads
world-
of X's that I burnt down.
Gresh is a world under the sun. Surely, you can tell us roughly where he is. Over at the Dawn. What was he? Dawn Lord? No, Dawn Lord's
The Dawn Master.
Dawn Master.
This felt like it'd be far less convoluted, all these different titles. I blame Jake.
What?
You should take some of the blame. I'm pretty sure. Did you not?
I didn't come up with any of this nonsense.
Oh, okay, I thought you had. I thought I could blame you. Okay, maybe. It
I
wasn't.
came up with some nonsense. Don't worry, you can probably blame me.
Between the two of us, we've made it awkward. That's fine. He tells you we could certainly get you close as we possibly can.
Step towards Artur. Carl will hold out his hand. If we're going to find out about it, now's the time to do it.
Dawn Master, do I have your consent to take this foul object out from my pocket for the sake of attempting to identify what magic runs through it?
In spite of your many repeated failures thus far, Lathander still believes you are capable of deeming the correct actions to take.
And almost certainly in this divine castle, a second level barbarian wizard is the right person to be doing this.
I agree. Yeah, I reach into my pocket and I will hold it out in my hand, like on top of the cloth, towards you.
And having read the spell description, I have to touch it.
You have to
Casting of
touch
the
it.
spell. Yeah. You choose one object you must touch throughout the casting of the spell.
Touch or wear?
Yeah, I'm not wearing it.
Okay, fine.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, so I will reach out, pick up the ring, and I will cast Identify, which I've just discovered. I assumed Identify took 10 minutes, but that's because Z was always casting it as a ritual.
It's an instant thing. Yeah, you just if you ritual cast it, it's 10
It
minutes.
takes a minute, but it's quicker.
Yeah, you reach out, you touch the ring, Carl.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, it is noticeably quite cold to the touch as you touch it. And there's almost, as you do touch it, there's almost this slight sense of magnetism, like almost as if you are drawn to it as you make physical contact.
I really want to put it on.
But yeah, you sort of hold out, you touch it for a minute, you sort of spend some time getting a feel for it, and you are able to ascertain a fair amount of information. This is a magic item. It can be attuned to. It cannot be attuned to through the standard methods of attunement. This is not something you can just spend an hour sort of getting used to. There seems to be something else. You can't quite seem to get a clear understanding, but it seems there is some kind of almost like a covenant required.
Yeah.
To attune to it. You can get some further sense though. It seems to increase the wearer's abilities at persuading and deceiving. Do you see the way I'm trying to not just outright say what it does? I'm trying my best. It seems to sort of increase somebody's ability to lie and persuade and convince others. It also carries charges you can sense. You can't quite sense the number of charges it carries, but it carries charges and the ability to cast other spells. In particular, you can pick up on some of these, but you sense this is not all of them. The ones you can identify are Suggestion, True Seeing, Dominate Person, and Death Ward.
Dominate Person's not good, and True Seeing's a pain in the ass as well.
And you get one other sense from it as well. The ring... hang on. What's up, Lizzie?
Cliffhanger.
Mummy was wondering if you could get the charger like that.
Oh, for your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on.
Or for my
Nick.
iPad, but...
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Next, do you know
Is that the
if
new
True
one?
Seeing?
No,
can
that's
see
the one I
through
take to
your,
work normally.
Oh, okay, bye.
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 see through your shape change stuff.
What?
If someone looked at you with True Seeing, would they see? What would they see? Do you know?
I don't know.
You can see things as they actually are.
I
I wonder if it's a giant slime.
Well, yeah, yeah.
They perceive, if you have True Sight, which True Seeing gives you, you perceive the original form of a shape changer or a creature that is transformed by magic.
Oh shit.
So they can see the original form of a shape changer.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here looking at, having thought about that. Well, before I thought about that, I was looking at my spellbook and I've got Disguise Self.
Yeah, that won't work. See
Yeah.
straight through that.
Well, but they've still got to cast it. But yeah,
You get two other senses from this ring. You sense that the ring has some kind of transmutation abilities to it. You can't quite get a clear understanding, but almost as if the ring itself can change its form or its appearance.
okay, that's worth knowing.
And the final sort of sense of feeling you get from the ring is that...
Mummy didn't know where this plugs into.
Oh, it's USB-C. Mummy's only got normal USB port, hasn't she?
That explains it.
Ring
The
is
ring.
USB-C.
I knew it. I knew
Yeah.
it was. There's me trying to plug a lightning
Sorry,
cable
Oh,
into
I'm
the ring, and
I'm
it's
useless.
I'm assuming it's the elves are all Firewire, aren't they?
yeah.
Why is your ball just through?
Dwarves is all still micro USB because they've not updated yet.
Dwarves still like stuff actual
I'll get a
batteries
new
in.
wire tomorrow or something, yeah?
Yeah.
Or maybe those, they're like the Dyson radios with the big windy
Today
thing.
after work, you're gonna get one.
I'm useless, aren't I?
Yeah.
Probably because you were in a rush, but that was even luckier for me because you came home more earlier than you do.
Yeah.
Actually, that's just because last time it was winter.
Oh, yeah.
Also, last night, Mum, I got my, next toe, I think, catched onto Mummy's nail, and,
Oh, have you cut it a little bit?
yeah, do you want to see?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, crikey. Looks like a war wound. Do you think it's going to fall off?
No, but it really hurts.
Does it?
She keeps on trying to make herself pick it, but she knows she can't.
Yeah. If that toe does fall off, can you keep it for me to eat?
Okay.
Cool, thank you.
Okay, right. I'll cut it off for you in a minute.
Oh, thanks. Love you.
That became a lot darker very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, you get one other sort of sense and feeling from the ring. The ring itself longs for something, but you can't quite get a feel for what.
Well, shit.
It's been hours since I've had a drink, is the thing that I think of. Does in the sort of flicking through the attributes, does it say Ring of Corin 1 of 5?
Yeah.
Or I'm not sure you can even really, you should really even answer this, but can I guess that the other rings would do similar, if not the same?
Yeah, you can't say for sure.
I'll just assume they do. Okay. I'll reluctantly put the ring back on the little, I imagine, sky blue little handkerchief that Arthur was holding out. And I'll relay what I've got from the ring, that it's all about deceit and control.
Interesting. Okay. See, really, what we need is ideally a way to find the rest.
Again, I wonder if the given time, given the time in this ring, the Dawnmaster can find a way to perhaps locate the others.
Or do we just try and fight the Uniter?
I think we should try and get the rings.
What, bring them all to one convenient place for the Uniter, so that when we do fight them, we have them all on us, and it's very easy for them to destroy the world.
That's worth.
We're not gaining any extra power by getting the rings.
All we're
'Cause
doing
we're
is
not going to
making
use
for
them.
'em to-
All we're doing is putting them in one place.
Well,
Like, we can stop the Uniter from getting the rings by getting to all the rings and taking them before they get to them, or alternatively, just get to them before they get to this next one, and we would also stop them from getting to any others.
yeah.
Something tells me we should be waiting to see what the Morning Lord has to say. They will have guidance for us, possibly assistance.
Our number.
I don't know.
Sometimes it's better doing something than just waiting around for something to happen. We'd always just flip a coin, whatever side it lands on, we'll go there.
Well, we know that the Orc is using the ring. And we know that the Orc is in league, is serving
Yeah.
the old god.
We know for a fact that the Emperor isn't.
Being a
No.
bit dodgy, and it would make sense of why the Staff of Willing wasn't there. If the Emperor is working with them.
I'd rather punch an orc that I know is evil than face
orcs are evil.
The Emperor of Austral, who
I'm killing some orcs for a
is
while again. It's been a
probably
while.
evil.
It's my speciality.
I mean, Arthur's got a point. If we collect the rings, perhaps we're just doing what the Uniter wants.
Hence why we need one ring here. So if
Yeah.
we do get the other one, we don't have two on us.
If that's what I was going to say. Let's get the second ring and then decide what to do about that. At the moment,
Are they happy for us to leave the ring here with them?
Yeah.
Doom, Lord, Master, whatever you want to go by. Can you take the ring?
The Dawn Master.
Yeah, they're willing for it to be kept at the Citadel.
Just don't put it on. There you go. So then we're not cordon, we just got two. And then we come back here. Sounds good to me.
well, once we're not holding it, we haven't got one, so we can go and get the one from Jakrash.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I think bringing it here could be a bad idea, but we can do something.
Just like the puzzle with the boat and the river and the fox.
It is. Well, maybe we give it to the. Give it to the Dawnfather's wife, maybe. She can hold it somewhere else.
The Storm Lord.
But that one, I don't know. And then, or maybe we.
Storm Fiend.
Maybe the Frost Lord would like it.
Exciting.
Yeah, we send it to fucking Santa.
Only if you rhyme, though.
Right.
Which one to do?
We're gonna go to Jakress and kill some orcs.
Jakrash.
Rest to orc slay.
Yeah, I vote for Jakrash.
I spent like about 100 years fantasizing about killing the king of the orcs.
I think some anger is. We could work out some anger.
Yeah, the
Again, I predict Jean will probably say, "Oh well, sirs, I don't know really. I don't mind where's I go. I wasn't expecting to be being asked all of this stuff, sirs." Something like that.
I thinks maybe I could learn here and read some books and maybe fix their doors.
You could make their art. You could probably discuss armor with them.
Maybe
quite a
you
while.
might want to do some extra work here and like fix some of their broken door hinges. They've been waiting for their god to fix for them.
What about you, Nix? Fancy stealing a ring from an orc?
Sure. I guess I'll steal a ring from him.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
And then look over at Arthur.
Best idea we've got.
You coming with us then? You never know.
If I'm permitted to do so.
The Dawn Master might have another teenager he wants killed.
And if it is the
I
will
said
of the
that
Morning
before.
Lord, I'd do it.
Cool. The Dawn Master tells you he can he can transport you back to Thentos, back to the plane which you came here from, and can send you into Jakrash if that's what you think the next best step is. He looks to you, Arthur, and he almost trying to remind you one final time. Your failures so far have brought you to this point, but it is not too late for you to redeem yourself and take your seat among the council of the Citadel. Bring the light to where shadow is darkest on that plane. And I am sure you will do what is right.
Thank you, Dormaster.
Then he looks back across the rest of the party, and he sort of looks around at the rest of you as he speaks, and he says, I understand that this has not been the most pleasant of meetings, but I do believe that your presence here and your ongoing journey is of great importance. The Citadel and the followers of the Lord of Light will be watching you closely. You are protected.
Feel so safe being protected by people that watch.
With that, he begins gesturing towards you. And quite similar to the plane shift you went through previously, everything around you begins to almost fade out. The room sort of fades out, the light fades, and again, all you can see is the members of your party. And you start getting that sense of like the rumbling, the motion, the shaking. But it comes on a lot stronger than the previous time you crossed across planes. Begins shaking actually quite violently. Even as there's nothing around you, there's nothing to even stand upon or to balance upon. It's almost as if you can feel your balance going, and just this great sense of motion and sort of loss of control. And then it's almost just like a bump as your feet touch solid ground beneath you. You look around. You are in a rather dark, damp, underlit, what looks to be swamp.
Yeah.
And you immediately hear noises and motion and squealing and screaming around you.
Oh, shit.
There are 3 troll-like creatures attacking what look like 4 feathered dinosaurs of some type. One of the trolls turns as this sort of commotion and bump as you sort of come into this plane and screams in your direction. And I'm going to get everyone to roll for initiative.
Oh shit, here we go.
The gods to send us into a nice space.
Yeah, nice place for them to drop us, right?
Oh, I obviously got some sort of jet lag. No, I rolled 20.02 less than Nick's.
Nix, you are top of initiative.
Shoot. I'm just gonna shoot one of the things.
It's not a Thentos conflict till the gun's jammed. Careful. No.
Cormac's dice rolls always really delayed for me.
They are,
But only him. It's weird.
They only came. They've only just came through for me.
Yeah, same, yeah. That is a miss, unfortunately, Nix.
Oh, for God's sake!
2 shots here?
Nice. Almost. Oh, that is a misfire. It's 2, isn't it? It's a misfire for you. Predictably and traditionally, Nix, your gun jams.
Nick's so close to throwing this gun away.
Maybe you should have asked the Morning Lord for a better gun.
I was going to mention that we've been in 2 places that are probably absolutely dripping in magic items, and none of us asked for anything.
I did.
I was willing to wait around, but you all went, let's go to fucking...
Oh, they were a
Jock
pain in the
Rash.
arse.
Yeah, I wanted to get out of there. I don't like them.
Well, to be fair, you did literally start the conversation with "fuck the gods" in front of the biggest religious group you've ever been at.
Yeah, well, if they can't take it.
At least it wasn't the first attack, Nix. That would have been
The
embarrassing.
watchers who are good at watching.
Anything else you want to do, Nix?
Nah.
Other than switch classes. Cool. This creature over here. Just swings his claws at this troll type creature.
Razor feather raptors.
And hits for 10 slashing damage. And this one here moves in and attacks the one adjacent to it for 8 damage and then 9 damage. This one here, this is the one that initially reacted to you and sort of screeched out as you arrived. You see it. How does that work? Oh yeah, it's it. You see it swings its claws back at this feathered creature which was attacking it. Hits it for 11. Misses for the second, and then just swings this large jaw towards it, which also misses. And it then starts beelining over towards you, your group. The feathered creature takes an opportunity attack and hits it for another 8. And then it just dashes over towards your group, just screeching and squealing. Arthur.
That's me. Oh, it's there. Hello. Right. So it looks like these troll things are the real bad things. I don't know. We'll find out. I will step over to here, barge my way past everyone, draw my sword. So I had enough of talking, and I got told I was a numpty by my boss. So I'm going to just start killing
That
things.
must be terribly embarrassing.
Nice. I'm going to do one thing very quickly, just because I forgot at the start of its turn. It did heal 10 at the start of its turn just now.
That's cool. Cast the holy symbol, deal an extra 1d8 radiant damage. I should also deal an additional 1d8 radiant damage with every single one of my attacks now.
Oh, yeah.
From my improved Divine Smite that we got at 11th level.
You got D8 plus 5 plus 1d8 plus 2. So another d8 on top of the...
Yeah, because I do a d8 from the fact it's a longsword, d8 from the magical ability on it, and then a d8, I think.
Because you're a smart ass.
Because I'm awesome. Is, I think, what you meant there. There's a d8.
Nice.
Although I can't actually see that on my character sheet.
That's what I was just looking for, yeah.
Oh, so are we just claiming stuff now?
Well, it was the reason why I chose to not multi-class, so I'm assuming it is a thing. 11th improved Divine Smite.
I wonder why that hasn't worked. Yeah, you're right. It isn't on there, but I will...
We are 11th level, aren't we? Yeah. I'd assume it's possibly because it's the same kind of thing as Divine Smite, so maybe it just chose not to update it because it doesn't
it might
change
be.
things that are already on there.
Bum, bum, bum. Cool. I will make that work for next time, but for the time being, there's another 4 damage on that.
Cool. And then I hit it again.
Cool. Nice. Consistent.
Yeah, you know. Get them 4s. So I've done a few hits. Do I want to bonus action? There's the grand question, isn't it? Do you know what? No, because all my bonus actions are much better off done at the start of my turn and I forgot them.
Fair. This troll here just runs towards this feathered dinosaur creature with its claws. Gets a hit, a miss, and then a big bite. And then this one here just goes after that. Elwyn.
I'm guessing I fought creatures like this before, right? And I'm guessing I can speak the same languages as the trolls.
You have definitely fought creatures like this before, yes. And let me just check on languages.
Sure I can speak
Yeah.
the same language as these trolls.
You can.
Because they are one of my enemies I hate.
They are.
Let me just remember what bonuses I get for things I don't like. I'm sure I could just track them down, right?
Yeah, I think you get a bonus when you're tracking them and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Nothing about damage.
Yeah, it's advantages
right
for
next-
find them and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, this one's right next to me. What a little fuck. Can do now. Why not?
What's that?
Sorry, I've not really looked through spells, to be honest. I
That's
should have
alright.
looked more better.
Oh yeah, you took druid, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do my favourite.
Fawn whip.
What would be? Yeah.
Oh, he's bringing friends in.
It says I don't have permission for the sheet.
I will sort that. What was it you're after?
I was going for the giant construct snake.
Nice.
I want a giant snake to go right next to me.
Like that.
Fuck.
That's quite big.
Sure it is.
Is that how big the snake is?
Yeah, giant
It is
constrictor
giant.
snakes are big.
Yeah.
I thought during swaps it might be easier to have a snake about. Alright, it gets its own turn, so I have to try and figure out when its turn is.
I think it gets its own initiative, doesn't it? I don't
Yeah,
think
own
it's
initiative,
yeah.
so it's got to roll.
I'll roll it in.
Cool.
Nice. It's slower than Carl.
And no one's done any. No one's been hit yet, so that is my go done. My bonus actions are not usable right now.
Nice. This troll here carries on attacking this feathered dinosaur.
Ignoring the giant snake that's behind it now.
Apparently it's unaware as yet, yeah.
Yeah.
And then this creature here will dash over to here. Carl.
Oh well. So when does James the Owl get to go?
It's
Actually, I'm not
familiar,
even sure
isn't it?
James is. Yeah, I'm not actually sure James is here because I probably wouldn't have kept it around. So I think we'll assume James isn't here for now.
That's fine.
I think. So yeah. Well, I guess I should probably rage.
John, apparently.
Lots of pent up anger. And then, something's happening.
Oh yeah, wild stuff, right?
Bolt of light shoots from a chest. Another creature will choice within 30 feet. 1d6 radiant damage, and I will blind the one that's fighting Artur.
Yeah. This is Constitution save, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not good. Roll 1d6.
Oh, look at that! Amazing.
Boom. And that's blinded as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it is. And then I am going to recklessly attack it.
Nice. You don't need to reckless attack, by the way. If it's blinded, you get advantage against
even
it.
better. I will not recklessly attack it then, but I will attack it. I think I don't need to do anything else before I do that. That's it.
Boom.
And then a second attack. I feel I'm keeping up with Artur for once. And
What a beautiful crit that was, eh?
yeah,
It's all right.
that was nice. And then I'm going to step through it. And how far do I want to go? Actually, there's three of them. I'm just going to step to that side of it, but I'm just watching that combat over there.
Okay.
And that will do.
Nice. This giant constrictor snake, Mr. Shane.
Yeah, I was just looking at its what it can do. Is it just one attack, right?
I think you might be able to double. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it just has bite or constrict.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's only one attack. I will do the constrict attack, which is +6 to hit, and if it hits, does 2d8 +4.
Yeah.
So you should just roll a d20.
Can you? I think you might be able to double click the sheet and control it.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, boy.
Sweet. Cool, I see it all now. I'm going to do it on that one, and I want to do this. 14
Nice.
damage, and then it's got restricted with a DC 16 to break.
Nice. Yeah, it becomes grappled. Boom. That's it. Just gets the one attack, doesn't it?
Yeah. My goal is if we keep one alive I can talk to, we can get directions to find whereabouts we are.
Nyx, you have a weapon which is jammed, so it's disadvantage until you take an action to try and unjam it.
Can I try and ungam it?
Sure.
This is gonna go well. How do I do that again?
It's Tinker's Tools check. DC 10.
Okay.
Consider your weapon unjammed.
Yay.
I'll wait for you to roll another one, mate.
Birthday.
That does cost an action though, so any bonus actions for you?
Nah.
Nah. You'll contribute next time. Cool. This creature here will just attack that troll again. like that. And then this one here will attack this one like this. There you go. This one here on its turn will regenerate.
Yeah.
I might.
Then it's still blinded. It'll just flail wildly around itself. With its claws. Which still hits you with a disadvantage.
Oh, fucking hell, mate. What's going on here?
It's just really angry.
Bullshit.
Carries on flailing wildly. Mrs. Carl. And then again, just flailing around in its anger. Just swings its jaw wildly at anything it can sense nearby. But yeah, you dodge that one, Artir. At the start of your turn, Artir, can you make a Constitution save for me?
Possibly. I will let the dice decide. No.
Nice. This troll, as it sort of got back up from and regenerated, it starts letting off this really horrific, intense smell, overpowering, and you find yourself poisoned.
I can't smell anything. I've got a helmet on.
And you also have three noses under there.
Fair point. It must have got in like under the chest plate or something.
I can't smell anything. There's 3 kobolds in here already.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, I'll try. Oh, it's blinded, right?
Yes.
So there's like just a straight roll. Is it? If I'm disadvantaged,
Yeah.
it would be okay. Well, I'm gonna try and stab it again because I'm pissed off that it's not dead yet. But do I have that?
I should have used Sentinel attack. Oh, I
Are these clearly troll creatures?
Yes. Yeah. You.
And is it well established knowledge that to stop them from healing, you have to do fire damage to them, or is that?
Yeah, that tends to be the norm. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, before I attack, I will, as a bonus action, make a call to the sun, raise my sword to the sky, and as I bring it back down to strike this thing, it's coated with this white hot flame, and I'll use a searing smite.
Yeah.
Which I just tried to activate, and I can't seem to. Do I have to cast it targeting myself?
Yes, I think so.
We'll soon fucking find out, won't we? Nope, that damaged me.
Apparently.
Whatever.
Yeah, cast it on the thing after you hit it, basically, yeah.
Right, well, I'll attempt to hit this guy. I will move around to here. No, I won't. I didn't need to do that. He's blinded. I'll just smack him.
Yeah. Nice. Plus an amount of fire damage.
Plus that, and yeah, a d6 of fire damage. I don't think it actually matters how much it is, right?
I think you're good, yeah.
I just need to have done fire damage to it, I'm assuming, but...
Yeah.
And there was some other effect with it as well, I think. It ignites, it can make a con save, and take damage on every turn after this.
It's definitely a fire.
It's currently on fire.
Nice.
So, you know, that's fine. And I'm poisoned, which is pissing me off, but I can move to here, I guess, with my poison being, and just smack this guy. This time it is disadvantage, right?
Yes, it would be, yeah.
which is control.
Yes. That should be automated, I think, because I've poisoned you.
Oh, I held control anyway, but fuck your poison. I don't care. I'm a smacker troll.
Don't worry, Jake. I've got a spell that I can tell you you're poisoned. I can't cure it. I can just tell you you're poisoned.
Oh, really?
That's helpful.
If it helps, I'm pretty sure I can cure my own poison. I've just chosen not to because it takes an action.
So Elwyn can tell you you're poisoned, then you can cure it.
Well, I can cure my
Disease
poison
as
just
well.
using Oh, how strange. Oh, there we go. You'd left it. I was very confused. I went to my features page on my character sheet, and you'd searched for the improved smite, and I hadn't noticed. So it was the only thing now. I was like, oh, my features are gone. Awesome. I can cure poison with my lay on hands, but oh, that's the point. Oh, no,
No.
I disagree with your statement. Where am I? I'm on here somewhere. Ah, shit, it's disease I'm immune to, not poison. Fuck this game, I hate it, I'm leaving. Whatever.
Anything else for you, Arthur?
No, I've actually done a bonus action for once, so I'll take that.
First one of the campaign.
Yeah.
This troll no likey. As you come in and attack him, he responds back at you. And just claws at you. First time, second time, and then takes a bite at you.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
You don't care. This creature here just carries on attacking the troll. Owen.
While we're continuing, these dinosaur creatures, do I know if they're enemies or when they finish killing the trolls, would I know they would attack us?
They tend to be quite vicious, yes. You've encountered these previously.
I know about our previous count. I need fire to kill a troll, so I'm gonna go in and start doing these. I'm gonna bonus action. What a bonus action? My starry form says, oh, it's a bonus action. Yeah, don't worry. Don't want to do it. I'm gonna just bonus action turn into my. No. No, I'm just gonna shoot things.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm gonna save that in case something turns up.
Oh, which one of them were you attacking?
I clicked on the bird. I also pressed sharpshooter, but that didn't come up again. So the 20 I rolled, and it should be 15.
That's cool. So only on the bird, yeah.
Yeah, I'm shooting the
That's
bird.
cool.
That's
Bang.
here again. Oh, I shot with the wrong bow as well.
That's cool.
Oh, I got multiple pins started.
You have. That's also a
Well,
bad miss.
If I was oh,
A fouls for you.
got some bonus heals now. I've had your bonus spells.
Bonus spells. Shocking.
Yeah, but no one needs healing. I'll save my healing spells. That was it for me.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Cool. This troll will just attack this big snake.
For now.
Is it a disadvantage where it's restrained?
You're not. You don't have disadvantage if you're grappled. No.
No, you just can't move, and people eat your skull, as I remember.
Oh yeah, Carl's been there many times. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to put that damage actually through. Healed. The fuck?
Like they're not taking damage.
What is this thing just like healing?
Healed him back up.
Yeah. Hang on one sec.
He's a special steak.
Should have taken 20 in total. I have no idea what's going on there. Magic. Cool. This buddy here. We'll just carry on going for this troll. Then it's you, Carl.
Okay. So that thing next to me is burning. Carl will rush across to attack that troll, putting the silver dagger that he was just drawing to give to Arthur to kill the troll with away. And oh no, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah, and I'm going to rush over to there. I will attempt to blind it first of all.
Okay, yep.
With a bonus action. So
it's con save, isn't it?
Con save, yeah. Oh, so that looks like it made it, I would guess. And then I will attack it. That's not good. Do I get flanking?
No, because these things are not friendly to you.
Right, I am going to recklessly attack it.
Okay.
So I think that's control.
Alt.
Damn.
That's cool. That should have been a hit, so you can roll your damage on it.
Roll my damage, which I've got no idea what it is. So that's...
Or just roll another attack if it's easier.
I will roll another attack that's easier. I'll hit Alt this time. Oh, still missed.
Keep trying. It'll be fine.
Good to get one eventually.
Yeah.
Yay! Some damage. Oh, that was worth it.
That's a deaded troll.
Deaded troll once I finally managed to kill it. Well, yeah, that's me.
Elwyn's snake. Don't say
My
it, Jack.
question about the constrict. When it's
Yes.
constricted, can it just do the same attack again?
Yeah.
Or would it have
Yeah,
to
it can still do it, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you can still constrict, you just can't constrict another target.
Cool. Does more damage than biting.
Nice.
Thank you.
Does another 10 damage. Nyx, it's your turn. Your gun is functioning for now.
For now. It's functioning for now. I'm gonna shoot the thing again.
Hey,
I'm gonna shoot it again.
sure.
There you go.
I need to work out the delay. I don't know what. I don't understand it.
I think it's because I got a lot of tabs open.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, possibly.
I got like lots of I got lots of things open because I was doing a lot of stuff.
Busy boy.
Yes.
Wait, it's a hit, Nyx.
Yay.
Boom.
And then again.
Sure.
On its way. So,
Come on.
Edge of my seat here, Cormac.
It's.
God's sake.
I'm gonna stamp on this gun
Cormac, your gun misfires and jams.
again.
Kill that one, Nix. We need to keep one alive so we can talk to it.
would it
Yeah, like,
not
I'm
be
gonna do it, 'cause we're going
better
to.
to just get a muzzle loading musket? Because the fire rate would be the same.
Can we just house rule it that if he manages to misfire his gun 3 times in one combat, it just explodes?
Blows his hand off.
Yeah.
Any bonus actions for you, Nix?
No.
Yeah, that happens. Archer.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'm still poisoned.
Not anymore, you're not.
Wait, what? Oh, did it go away?
It goes at the start of your turn.
Exciting. Do these bird parrot dinosaurs now look like they're needing something else to be angry at?
Yes, very much so.
Are they looking at me?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, fuck it. That feels like justification enough. I kill them. Do I want to? No, I don't need to. Oh, yeah, I'm not even poisoned. I don't need to do that. I can't move Hunter's Mark, I don't think, can I? If I do. Oh, I can. Cool. Bonus action, I'm going to pop Hunter's Mark on this one in front of me.
Okay.
Because why not? Give me an extra d6 if I hit it.
Nice.
Um,
That's a lot of dice.
it's a decent amount of dice, because then I'm going to try and swing at it. So I get a d6 and a d8. Oh, the d6 is automated. Look at that. I have a d8. It's not as good damage as I'd like to have done, actually. Oh well, I hit it again.
Sure.
There we go.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
also
a
do
lot
that.
of damage.
I also do that. And there was me thinking I might have to smite for that attack, just to make sure it dies. Cool. I just pin it to the ground with my sword and then look to the next one. I'm just ready.
Nice. This troll here
Yeah, these guys are going to piss me off.
regenerates 10 HP.
What, none of you guys did fire damage to it? For God's sake.
Pathetic.
Useless team members, aren't they?
Pretty sure it was your job to do that.
Disagree. I've only got
Strongly
so many
disagree.
spell slots, mate.
It's oh, sorry, Carl. I was trying to get rid of that feathered creature underneath you. Yeah, it swings its claws at Carl.
Do you know what? I've not done it yet. Oh no, I'm raging, so I can't cast a spell.
Yeah.
So it hits me.
Swings 2 claws at you, then spins around and just takes a bite at you, Arthur.
Yeah, come on then, you
Well,
bastards.
I'll have a reaction then.
Oh
if I
yeah.
may.
Sentinel!
Yeah, just a sentinel attack.
Good boy.
Can I still be doing reckless? Would I still be doing reckless? I guess probably not. Do I get advantage on this?
I can't remember the word on reckless.
Reckless you choose to do on your turn, I believe. I don't know if it applies to
Is
all
it
attacks
all attacks?
until your next round.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be ideal if it did.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, effects no.
Reckless attack gives you advantage during this turn.
Ah,
I guess I'm not during this turn.
bullshit.
Never mind. That's okay.
It might not matter.
So I've killed it twice then.
You have. Oh, at the start of your
Those
turn,
Fire
Carl,
damage.
only because Oh no, because this isn't your turn, is it? That's fine.
It's
You're all
my turn.
good. You kill it on its turn. In that case, that's you, Elwyn.
Go down that way. Not a sheep. Ooh. Why did it just roll 2? Why am I at disadvantage?
I think it's counting the snake as unfriendly to you, but don't
It
worry,
would be
you killed it. I can. That is fixed now.
Cool. Again. Plus 10 again because of bloody sharpshooter that's not working now.
I will fix that as well. It appears I've got a list of things to fix.
Cool. And then for a bonus action, can I just shout to this troll to stop fighting?
You can attempt to, yeah,
Or
sure.
I want to try and intimidate him and kind of like nowhere for you to go, and I'll do it in giant.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I'm not very intimidating.
Apparently not.
The snake.
No, do you know what you need,
Oh,
mate? You need to get yourself a ring of Corin. I hear they make you good at that shit.
Yeah, as you step forward and try to intimidate this troll, it just angrily, despite being grappled, starts swinging its claws at you, Elwyn. For 11 slashing. And then just swings a bite round at you as well. But yeah, it misses. This raptor does not like you, Artur.
Neither do I.
But also you have a big AC, so it doesn't matter. Carl.
I will. I will. No, I want to move on. Going to step up to that birdie thing and protect Artur from it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I look very hopeless right now.
Yeah, I'm going to
I
go
need some help.
reckless because that's more fun.
Nice.
And then second attack.
A dead bird.
And then I'm going to
Dinosaur.
continue my move to about there. And I'm going to blast the troll that is grappled with the bolt of energy from my chest.
It saves.
Oh, that's rubbish. Okay. And that will... Oh. I will also just grab... Because I've got one hand on the greatsword. I'll grab the silver dagger and I'll wave it at Artur and say, do you want this to stab that troll?
No, use fire!
And that'll end my turn.
Nice. Giant constrictor snake.
Giant constrictor snake. He will continue to squish it to death.
Yeah, makes sense. He constricts successfully, but it's not fire damage, notably.
That's cool. I've got another plan.
Yeah, the snake does that. As that happens, the the liquid and the mud and the mush of this swampy area. Oh, sorry, Nick, I'm just moving you for some reason. Suddenly takes a bit of a darker turn. It's almost like the water itself just starts darkening up. The mud just takes over the whatever sort of amount of water there is. Everything just gets a little bit darker. And there is this loud screeching noise comes from the lower area of this map. This
shit.
festering unicorn type creature with these fleshy wounds all over its skin. You can almost see the poison and the disease dripping off it as the liquid around it just begins to sort of darken in colour as it steps forward slightly. And that's where we'll leave things. We'll pick up next session.
What?
Excellent.
Is that actually a unicorn that's just been infested? It has 3 horns, so one would